Friends. Excuse me. Romans and Patriots, lend me your ears and strap on your tinfoil hats because it's time for the Gay Frog Chat. The Gay Frog Chat is a weekly panel discussion where we go into different topics and subjects. Today, I've got a bunch of stuff pulled up off of Twitter that we can go through. But, yeah, man, still dealing with the foot shit for another fucking week at least. Jesus Christ. It's been hurting like extra fucking bad. I went to the doctor on Monday, yesterday, again, because Sunday when I was going to bed, I woke up like 15 times that night because it was hurting so bad. I took so many pain pills, and all they have is fucking Tylenol and ibuprofen, and they weren't doing shit. And so I thought there was something wrong, and I don't know if there is or not, but I went to the doctor on Monday, and they basically just sent me home with nothing, you know? So, I mean, they recommended me go to a wound care specialist to have the wound debrided, where they basically scrape it out. But it costs $2,000 to have that done. So I declined having that done, and I'm just dealing with the pain. And yeah, hopefully I can get these fucking stitches out on Tuesday or Monday next week or whatever it is. But man, for right now, it's kind of a problem. I'm trying to be in good spirits about it, but Jesus Christ, dude. I need this thing to heal up and be done with, because this is getting kind of old and infuriating. It's been 3 long weeks now, you know? 3 fucking long weeks. I haven't been able to go to work. I haven't been able to do shit. I mean, I go to the gym and like work out my arms and stuff for about an hour, and then I come back home with my fucking foot hurting so bad I gotta like lay down in bed and take a nap after that every day. I don't know what to do, boys. I don't know what to do. Just keep praying that it gets better, I guess, you know? So, but yeah. I see Ben Jorgensen out in the chat. Says he wore his helmet and proper footwear on my motorcycle for the first time in months today. I was thinking about E-Honda's crash. Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, most of the time when you don't wear gear, nothing happens. When you don't wear gear, you're riding your bike and nothing happens. So you kind of like lulls you into a false sense of security. And Dino Spumoni's mad at me, as usual. No, it doesn't cost $2,000 if you don't pay it. Medical bills have no... I guess, yeah, that's true. That is true to some extent, but I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, boys. So I'm just chilling right now and hoping everything gets better. I mean, I'm on antibiotics. I'm doing everything I can do. I'm taking vitamins and supplements and getting sleep as I can. And man, though, like the last 2 days, like last night I finally got sleep because it wasn't hurting so bad last night. So I think it's getting better-ish. But it hurts like a bitch right now. Like I got to have my foot up. And if I put it down on the floor and try to walk around, there's a big spot on it that hurts like a bitch. And basically I've got everything's not wrapped up except for that one spot on my foot now. Like everything else, they told me to just, you know, keep it moist with the antibiotic cream or whatever and wrap up the spot that's still an open wound. So, but that makes it harder to go like do things because, you know, like I gotta like how am I supposed to go out when I've got one spot on my foot that's wrapped up and the rest of my foot has like painful sores on it. And yeah, see, Dino Spumoni's the same thing. Sorry, I jumped to conclusions about your last chat. My bad. You got me wearing gear again. I was getting lazy wearing cargo shorts, sneakers, and no jacket. Now I'm in full gear. Bro, again, like if I'd even been wearing boots, just boots, gloves, and a helmet, I would have been like I'd had some road rash on my arm, but it wasn't that bad, you know, and I wouldn't have even missed a day of work, you know, I wouldn't have had to go to the hospital. I wouldn't have had to see a doctor. I wouldn't have had to be on antibiotics. I wouldn't have had to take all those pills and stuff. Like none of that. But as it is, man, this has been way more than I was expecting. Like when it initially happened, I was like, oh man, my foot's fucked up. I'm probably going to be out of work for like a week. 3 weeks later, I've got a week left, maybe. You know, it's like, fuck, dude. I don't know. I don't mean to bitch about that too much, but just letting you guys know what's going on with me. And I mean, the worst part, I don't know if it's the worst part, but adding to everything, like the boys are gone, you know? My youngest son left for college, and like he's living in a dorm room 4 hours away in Grand Junction. And my other son has like a day job and a girlfriend, and you know, like he's got all kinds of shit going on. So he's basically never fucking here. And so I've just been spending a lot of time alone, and that's kind of hard when everything's going on, you know. It's been kind of fucking rough. I gotta admit. How much would it cost to get it amputated? I don't even want to know, dude. I had a friend who had an amputation. He was in the military. And basically they had a frag grenade go through the Humvee door on the Humvee that they were in, you know, and didn't explode, thankfully. Like it was a dud or something like that. But it went through his fucking leg, and they basically had to chop off his leg just below the knee. And when it would get infected, which it did several times, they would have to shave off like a 1/4 inch again. So they did that like 3 times. So basically he has no leg below his knee now. Like it's just like his knee and then fuck, bro. So hopefully we don't have to do that, because man, I don't know. Maybe I get like one of them Elon Musk legs or something. Be like fucking Luke Skywalker. More machine now than man. Twisted and evil.
95% man, 5% Terminator.
At least. How's it going, Mr. Patriot?
It's been an interesting few days. The kid who lives in the one apartment, apparently he did not move out. He just was gone for a while. I'm not sure if he was in rehab, if he was in a psych ward, if he was on vacation, or what was going on there. But he's back now. And then Sunday morning, my neighbor lady thought I off myself because she thought she heard a gunshot.
So she called the police?
She called my landlord and was like, hey, I thought I heard a loud bang or whatever. And then it was like 10 minutes after that she was banging on my door. And I was like, no, I'm not suicidal. I didn't kill myself. I don't know what you heard because I didn't hear shit. So.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, I assume maybe it was one of the gutters outside had busted right by her place or something like that. Maybe it was only her hearing it or something. I'm not sure.
How's my my volume, by the way? Last chat I did, everyone said that my microphone was peaking. No one told me during the whole chat, and they just let me have like shitty microphone settings the whole time.
Sounds fine to me.
All right, fair enough. I did turn it down a little bit, so hopefully it is normal now, but part of the whole building your computer back up again, and again as cheaply as possible, because, you know, Jesus Christ, and it's not like I got extra money right now. Like, spent money I don't fucking have. But oh, what's up, Defrost? How are you doing, man? I did send you a link. You can come in here if you like, buddy. If you got time, you're welcome. But volume's a tad high. Says Ben Jorgensen. Audio sounds good. Says 2 Live Moo. That's a cool name, by the way. 2 Live Moo. What was the name of that band? 2 Live Crew?
Yeah.
Anyway. So I do have a couple stories pulled up. You know, it was exactly 6 years ago today that the Kyle Rittenhouse thing went down.
That's interesting. It's been that long.
Yeah, that's crazy how long it's been, dude. 6 years just flies fucking by like nothing. Like, the older you get, the more time flies. How old is Kyle Rittenhouse now? Like 24, 25? Jesus, dude.
I know he got married. I think he's having a kid now, too, if I'm not mistaken. So,
well, hopefully his wife doesn't kill the baby.
Speaking of that topic, did you hear about the guy who canceled his wedding because the chick was siding with Lindsay Clancy?
Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of... There's multiple stories about stuff like that, of like people breaking up because they found out their girlfriend was like a big time supporter of this bitch. And they're like, you know what? I don't think I want to be with you. Some guy had his wife fucking... what's the term where you have him like checked into a medical facility?
5150.
Yeah, he had her 5150 because she's fucking crazy.
I mean, there's different names for it all over the country. Florida's the Baker Act. I know here in Ohio it's like a pink slip law or something.
I mean, honestly, bro, like that shit's crazy, but it's also funny how like Kyle Rittenhouse killed 2 people in self-defense, very publicly with a gun, obviously. Shot another, shot at another. So there was 2 other people who could have been killed, but only one of them was, or only one of them was hit, and he didn't get killed. And the misinformation coming from the left about the whole situation was that he killed 3 black people and he's a racist and all these other things that they were saying, when like literally no one he shot was black. All 3 of the people that he shot were like some sort of, like felon or criminal or whatever. One of them was a pedophile. Like these people who were on the left who try to make themselves seem so... Oh, DeFrost is here. What's up, man? You're muted. What's up? You're a little quiet. Let me turn you up. How are you doing, bro?
Chilling. How y'all doing? It's been a while, bro. Been a while.
Yeah. It has been a while. How are things going with you?
Not too bad, I guess. Just dog things, you know what I mean? I just don't, yeah. I'm not going to bring everyone down with that, so.
You say dog things?
Yeah, my Malinois, she's got like a month, so.
That's sad, dude.
Other than that, I got 2 motorcycles recently. A YZ 450F, and then I have a Honda 450 R.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's badass, dude. I got a DRZ 400 myself.
Nice. Yeah, that's the one you wrecked on, right? And it's like not even got any issues.
Yeah, bro, the bike's fine.
Those things are tanks, bro.
I broke the mirror, I think, is what I broke on it.
Oh, whoop-de-doo, a mirror, bro. It's like $25, you know? Be like,
yeah, seriously, dude. Not a big deal. That's cool, man. You got some dirt bike over your route or something?
Yeah, Lions, Nebraska. They got a track. They got 2 tracks, actually. There's one over here by in my little town, Mitchell. But
you doing like motocross?
Yeah, because my brother got a freaking CRF 450, and he's like, "You got to race with me. You got to race with me." I'm like, I guess, bro. It's been like fucking 20 years since I've raced a dirt bike, though. You know, I was like 15 last time I raced that shit.
That's badass, dude. Like that's one thing on bikes that I have very, very little experience with is jumping.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting fucking jumps, like, man, that's kind of like, I'm sure it'll be fine when I learn how to do it, but like the learning how to do it is kind of fucking scary, especially going through all this shit, dude. I mean,
oh yeah, I'm glad you're okay, dude, because it could have been a lot worse, bro. Like no gear at all, bro.
That, but like, I think at 20 miles an hour in a parking lot, it couldn't have been much worse.
Well, I mean, if you went head first, bro, like all it takes is like 20 miles an hour and you fuck yourself up bad, bro.
I did go head first. You saw the pictures?
Yeah, I saw your face was all messed up. You actually hit your head on the ground first?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. You're lucky, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that got fucked up most was my foot, but yeah, my head definitely hit the ground.
Ouch, bro. Fuck. The concrete doesn't really forgive, you know?
Yeah, it tends to win against flesh. Flesh is very soft. It's a very soft material.
For sure.
Compared to most things, unfortunately. Do you remember the Kenosha, Wisconsin? Was it Kenosha? The Kenosha kid?
Yes.
Man, we were watching that. I think Duke was there, and I forget who else was there. We were like offline, just doing like a chat, just talking to each other. And I was pulling up Twitter stories, and we were seeing what was going on. And there was that video of Rosenbaum at the gas station, like causing trouble at the gas station. And I'm like, I made a comment like, dude, that guy is going to cause problems tonight. I forget exactly how I put it, but it was something along
sure
those
enough,
lines.
he gets dome pieced because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and
If
then
you actually
go ahead.
if you actually go back to that video, right behind Rosenbaum was Joshua Zeminski, who was the guy that initially fired the original shot at Rittenhouse.
Yeah, which was what made him turn around and be like, "What happened?" And then Rosenbaum said, "Fuck you," and reached for the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, like grabbing a gun by the barrel is not a good plan.
Yeah, not very smart. Because like, what's your intentions if you're grabbing someone's gun? Obviously, you're going to use it, right? Like, that's life or death. You got to defend yourself. Period.
Yeah, and even if they're unarmed, like police do this all the time. Like if you're trying to grab a cop's gun, like full green light to do whatever lethal force is necessary to stop you.
Yeah, because you're elevating it. You're elevating it now to deadly weapon status, like instantly.
And the thing about self-defense laws, it doesn't even matter if you are not in danger at the time, but if a reasonable person under the circumstances that you're in and having the knowledge that you have at the time that you pull the trigger would reasonably believe that their life was in imminent danger of bodily harm or imminent threat of death. That's it. I mean, like that's the whole Alex Pretty situation. Because like someone said he's got a gun, and he's struggling with the police. Like, of course you're like, you don't carry a gun. Like that's the first thing they teach you in CCW class is basically you cannot be the aggressor in any situation while carrying a gun.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. You have a duty to calm situations or retreat, period. Like, unless you can no longer retreat, then it changes things, you know?
Right, or if it's like
for your life or others, period.
Like a woman getting raped or something, and you're like, tell them to stop and they don't, then yeah, I guess it's green light there too. But there's a very limited sets of circumstances under which using deadly force in self-defense is legally justified, which a lot of people don't know this either, is when you shoot someone in self-defense, technically you're committing homicide. It's justifiable homicide, and so you use self-defense as the justification for why you had to commit homicide, but you're still committing homicide.
Yeah.
So you really have to be kind of sure about at least your perception of what's going on and be able to explain it. And hopefully you got a camera going or someone's recording it or something, you know, because otherwise you end up in a Trayvon Martin fucking Zimmerman situation.
Or fucking Chud, what's his name? Fucking guy.
Oh yeah, Derek Chauvin. We'll get into this, but he just had his Supreme Court case denied. Like they're not going to hear it in the Supreme Court because he was basically, what do you call it, where you appeal your case? He keeps appealing, and he got up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court was like, "Nah, we're not going to hear it." He's basically a political prisoner. That guy was basically, his life was forfeit because of the violence that was happening on the streets at the time and how much they wanted to stop that violence from continuing. They were willing to sacrifice his life and his future in order to appease the mob, which is the exact opposite of what justice is.
Yeah, it's such bullshit.
And now the Supreme Court won't even hear his case. When I think it's pretty obvious to anybody who knows the facts of the case that Derek Chauvin didn't commit murder and was way overcharged if he did anything wrong. And I'm not even sure he did anything wrong.
No, the fucking guy was high on fucking like fentanyl and shit, bro. Like overdosed high.
Yeah, I think the coroner said basically that he had enough fentanyl in his system to kill a horse or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the knee on the back of his shoulder, which was by his neck, that he was trained to do by his superiors in training or whatever for that particular exact situation, which they lied under oath about, that got him charged and fucking convicted. So Crazy shit,
That's
dog.
why we gotta start voting some of these fucking people out, bro. All across the government, man. These people need to be fucking voted out. Supreme Court, senators, Congress, everyone. Like, they're all fucking two sides of the same fucking coin, man.
I think we need Batman. Like,
Fuck, shit, we need the fucking Joker, bro.
well, that's how you get Batman.
No, we just need a bunch of Punishers, is what it is.
Yeah,
that's even
Punishers.
better. I like that.
We need like the whole Justice League. Like,
The anti-heroes, bro. Anti-heroes, bro.
yeah.
The heroes got their hands tied, bro.
So check this video out. This is Bangladesh. Anyone want to go on the subway in Bangladesh?
Who the fuck no, bro? What the fuck?
How are they even holding onto the sides of that fucking train?
Are they going to work? Like, where are these bitches going? And why are they all women? You notice that too? There's like one dude right here. And right here, maybe? No, that could be a chick,
They're,
though. I'm not
fighting
sure.
to get on and off the train.
Like, my God, man. This looks like hell. Like, this looks like... And then, dude, if you're in the train, you're packed in there like a sardine. I'd have a panic attack.
That
If I
piece
can't
of
move,
shit.
I'm very claustrophobic. Or however you say that word. How do you say that word?
Yeah,
Claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia.
There was actually
Go ahead, Patriot. You good?
there was actually one time I actually had claustrophobia, and it was when I was down in Columbus for the Arnold Classic. My brother got some tickets, and it was him, my uncle, myself. And because you have like 0 lines in that place, you have people basically coming and going like every which way, and so they're basically just like pushing in on you, and it was like, no, get the fuck off me.
How do you say this word? Delaney? Delina? Delina says we need a police force full of Punishers. I feel like I always get your fucking name wrong too, because I say Delaney, but I know that's not right. So I'm trying to get it right. I'm sorry. But yeah, you're right, dude. Like, when justice breaks down, when you can no longer count on the justice system, on the police, on the courts, on the jails and prisons to keep people locked up who deserve to be locked up, then people will take eventually the law into their own hands because there's no other choice. Like, think about that dude who shot the guy who raped his kid or whatever in the fucking airport. He got off pretty much because I think people realize, like, yeah, like the justice system isn't going to punish this guy who did that thing to his kid like he should be. And we understand that. And as a father, if someone did something to my kids, you better fucking kill me too, bro. You better fucking kill me too. Because I'm coming for you. And if you're not there, I'm coming for someone that you care about.
The one thing with Gary Pluchet was he was basically buddies with the entire police force of that town. That's why he even got the information that the guy was going to be in that airport at that time.
Why, Gary? Why?
And you could also say Bernie Goetz was another one of these people back in the 80s and the New York subway system. That's basically what led to Rudy Giuliani eventually becoming mayor of the city, and Trump helping clean up New York City is what it was then.
Yeah, he was just carrying a fucking gun on the subway waiting for someone to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dino Spumoni says, make vigilantism great again. Again, bro, like, it sucks that we're even having to talk about this at this point, but when you look at like Kyle Rittenhouse and how hard that fucking lawyer went after him, Binger, and how vulnerable he was in spite of the fact that it was obvious that everything he did was self-defense and that he wasn't actually breaking any laws at all. And it was, in fact, the people who were trying to kill him who then, like, it was like Jesus had his hand on that kid's shoulder and walked him through not only that day, but also the court case and protected him from everything. Like, Jesus loves Kyle Rittenhouse. That's what I know.
Well, I mean, it didn't hurt that you had that retard Gage Grosskreutz get on the stand and be like, oh yeah, I was totally going to kill him that night.
Craziness. Crazy. Just like this fucking train, bro. I couldn't fucking deal with this. My brother used to, like, lay on top of me. He's like my older brother, and make it so I couldn't move. He'd have his hands on my wrists and like throw a blanket or a pillow over my head and say glue, 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 and fucking, oh my God, bro. To this day, like if I can't move, I can't deal with it. Like I absolutely cannot deal with it. Oh, here we have Make Denver Better Again. Bro, I swear I keep like fucking posting stuff on Twitter and it goes away. This is weird. There's a man walking around with a machete right now in Rhino Park. Didn't we look at this last week?
Yeah.
Bro, I swear I had like a whole bunch of stories pulled up. And now they're all gone. What the fuck happened? Bro, the same fucking thing happened last week. What is going on with Twitter, bro? I don't know what to do. I guess we'll just do it raw. We'll just have to do it raw.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. We're gonna do it live.
That's cool. 3-year-old boy missing in woods after 2 days, says friendly bear kept him safe in North Carolina. So apparently the bears are better than the mothers.
Are we sure it was a friendly bear, not a friendly Bigfoot?
Well, whatever. The kid's alive. What do we have here? The People versus Oliver Smallwood. Yeah, he looks like Big Tipper.
With Smallwood.
1992. Bro, all these fucking kids. If you're born in 92, like you're a kid, fuck you. So he's got a protection order, a waiver of extradition, a bond, a First Amendment violation ×2, another bond. Whatever, dude. Was that the guy with the machete? That's the guy with
Probably.
the machete. Family wiped out, at least 8 people killed in Billings, murder, suicide, including a 12-year-old and 15-year-old. Police say family disturbance.
Mm-hmm.
Family members say Landon 15, a Charlotte Cherokee. What does that even mean? Ghekiere. Let me look that up real quick. That's annoying. Oh, is that the name of the family? Were killed with other relatives inside. Police have confirmed multiple adults and multiple children are dead. The suspect was found in the backyard with what people say is self-inflicting gunshot wound. He later died. The word is the whole family getting wiped out behind a locked door. That's crazy, dude. The magic deportation bus. That's from the White House.
They finally deported some of these people back to Haiti and they refused to get off the plane. And the guys were like, get the fuck off the plane or get shot, basically.
Oh my God, dude. That's hilarious. Bro, I did hear about Trump revoking the visas of 200,000 people. And it is the largest visa removal in American history. So there's all these people who are here with basically either work or travel visas. And then what they do is you get here with your travel visa. You stay for 6 months or whatever it is that it lets you stay here for. Your visa expires. And then you go to the government and claim asylum. Right? But one of the things that they found is it's like 60 or 70% of people in the United States who have claimed asylum have gone home to visit family. So you're claiming asylum from Mexico or whatever, saying it's like too fucking dangerous to live here, and you need to like be in the United States because asylum is the only way that you can avoid dying. And then when you get enough money together, you take a flight home to Mexico and say hello to Aunt Gertrude or whatever and hang out for a week and then come back.
They just want to take the money that they earn here and bring it back there.
Wilbur says, did you hear about this story, jury nullification? Where MS-13 gang members have hung juries on their cases. I think they've tried this twice now. I mean, that's why we have juries, is because there's things like that guy who shot the kid, the guy who raped his kid. And when he went to trial, the jury was like, yeah, fuck that. We're not convicting him, you know, because there's the law and then there's what's right. There's the law and there's what people would like to see as justice. And sometimes those things don't align. Sometimes what the law says and what justice should be are two separate things. And so in that case, in cases like that, that's why you have things like jury nullification, so that someone can be like, fuck that. I don't care what you say. I don't care what he did wrong. I understand it, or it's justified to me, so therefore not guilty. Right? What it's not for is tribal partisanship. How do you say that word? Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not for tribalism. How about that? It's not for, well, that's the person who has the same skin color as me, so I'm going to say not guilty. It's not for people who are in like the Austin Metcalf case who got kicked off of the jury because they said that they wouldn't be able to convict a young black man of murder. Like, okay, I guess we don't have any black people on the jury then. And then they crime racism because there's no fucking black people on the jury. It's like, why isn't there any black people on the jury? Maybe because every black person that we had who could have been on the jury said that they wouldn't convict a young black man of murder. So we can't have you on the jury. Like, thanks for being honest. And what they learned from that is to be dishonest, is to not say that up front. So when they get chosen to be on the jury, they can do the thing. So, and that's where we're at. You got like cases like there was a mother who ran into a burning building and saved her 6 children and had burns over like 70% of her body. And she went in 3 different times to grab kids and run out with them, you know, and they did a GoFundMe because she had like medical bills and they lost their house, you know, and they raised like $80,000. Like, good job. That's cool. $80,000. But then you got this fucking woman who murdered 3 kids in her basement one at a time by strangling them with a workout band. And she raised like $3 million or something like that. I don't know how much she raised, but it was
just
like
over $1 million right now.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of money. Why? Because we have mass psychosis in this country. We have mass amounts of people in this country today who get to vote like you and me and have all the same rights that we have, but have a completely inverted view of reality and of how things work to what is reality and to what you and I would say is true. And it's infuriating, first of all, because, you know, again, you have cases of jury nullification for MS-13 gang members and stuff like that. But you also have like thousands of women, maybe tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, standing behind this fucking monster. And I don't care what her reasons were for strangling her kids one at a time. I guess the little boy ran away and was trying to get away from her, and she went and chased him down and brought him back. Like, fuck that bitch, dude. And fuck all those bitches who were like, well, you see, you don't understand because I watch true crime and I know things that you don't. And my feelings told me, and I had a dream that blah, 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 blah. And he's a Leo or she's a Leo and he's a Gemini, and Geminis would do this and Leos wouldn't. So therefore, it's like, go back to your fucking Ouija board, bitch.
Even dysfunctioning psychosis, bro.
The even crazier part is there's been like 6 or 7 cases in the past like 3 to 4 months now of more women killing their kids. Like, there was the one that specifically called her husband, was like, hey, I hope you enjoy these kids, say goodbye. And then she slit all their throats. Thankfully, that one survived, but the other two did not.
Well, and that's the thing. When things like this go public, as this story has, when so many people have their eyeballs on this story, I guarantee you that there will be more cases like this. I guarantee you that there will be more mothers who are killing their children and claiming, oh, it was the drugs, or it was the husband, or it was the whatever. Not my fault. Certainly can't have any kind of accountability for women, because women, even when they do something wrong, they're not guilty. Even when they do something horrific, it's not their fault. Even when they do something terrible, it's someone else is to blame, you know? Because that's like, if you want to talk about privilege in this country, the most privileged group of people who have ever lived in the entire history of humanity are women in first world countries, period. Like women in first world countries today. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say it 100%, bro.
Should be crazy.
Dude, I'm saying they have it like psychosis, man. Like 100% psychosis. And that I agree. There's definitely probably going to be a bunch of copycat fucking whack jobs that do the same fucking bullshit. And the cops should be looking at all them bitches that were out in front of them, that fucking courthouse cheering her on. They should be looking into them ladies.
Ooh, let's go to Montana and ride dirt bikes and forget about all this fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, bro.
That looks like fun. Dude, we did some trails in Colorado. And I'm like, I've done trails in Colorado before. Sure, I'll come do trails with you in Colorado. This friend of mine who came up from Texas, and they were the hardest fucking trails I've ever done. It was like hard enduro, bro. It was fucking insane.
Did you do Rampart or what?
What's that?
Did you Rampart Range or what?
Well, Rampart Range is what I'm used to. That's where I've been, like, tens of times anyway, on a dirt bike and done dirt bike things. This was out in Georgetown, Colorado, like up in the mountains.
Oh, yeah.
And so everything is up the side of a fucking mountain, and all, like, everything's like giant boulders and rivers and streams and stuff that you got to cross. Like at one point, the trail that we were on just turned into a stream, and that's where the GPS was taking us, was up the stream for a mile. Yeah, on a KLR 650. Jesus, dude. That's why I got rid of the bike, because I can't do stuff like that.
The fuckers are big, bro. They weigh like, what, 490 pounds or some craziness?
Yeah, it's like a 500-pound bike almost.
Yeah, fuck. My dad has one of those, and I'm just like, yeah, it's all cool, but you fucking drop that thing, have fun getting that bitch back up on the fucking tires.
You're very limited in what you can do with them. Like, they're good for, like, I don't know, like, I want to ride to the place and I want to hit some like easy trails around the place and then ride back. Like, it's pretty good for stuff like that. If you're like, hey, I want to go do some like crazy shit on a bike, no. Like, you need a different bike, bro.
Yeah, I get like a KTM or a fucking 450 of some sort.
Yeah, like my buddy had a RMZ 450, and it was a pretty good bike for that type of stuff,
Yeah, they only weigh like 240 pounds. They're fucking fantastic for that kind of shit.
Mental illness ID bracelet.
Where's the lie? Where's the
lie? World Trade Center worker who narrowly escaped September 11th terror attack was beaten to death by 3 teens who were just 12 years old. Oh, one of whom was 12 years old.
Yep.
I was like, damn, this guy's 12 years old.
One in the middle.
They always take that picture like, look how badass I am. I just beat that cracker to death. Like, yep. It's what we used to have lynchings for.
You know, it's so funny. They hate white people so much. Why don't they go move to Africa and then get fucking lynched by their own fucking color? The Africans don't like American black people at all. They literally hate them.
As they should. Dude, look at this river in India. There's so much trash, the trash isn't even moving in the water.
Because there is no water anymore. It's all soaked up by all the garbage.
That's a third world country for you with a bunch of low IQ fucktards.
Yeah, and we're bringing them here by the tens of millions.
Fuck
How
that.
many were let into the country under Biden? It was like 40 million people came from the third world to here
Yeah, it's a shitload.
that we
There was,
know about. Plus, like, okay, think about this real quick. I remember under Bill Clinton, they said, we probably have 10 million illegal aliens living in the country right now. And we probably have maybe 1 million per year that come in. This was like 1999, let's say. So in 2000, let's say there was 20 million people who lived here who were illegal aliens. Every year since then until Trump, so 2016, there was an extra 16 million people who were let into the country. So that would bring the total to 36 million. Trump is in office for 4 years. It basically gets shut off for 4 years. Maybe a couple come in or whatever, but we'll count that as zero. Biden comes into office, lets 40 million people in. So that number jumps from 36 million to 76 million people who were in the country illegally. And then you add in how many of their kids and stuff they had while they're here. Like, technically they're American citizens because of birthright citizenship, but go to any other fucking country in the world, enter that country illegally, and have a kid and be like, oh, my kid's Japanese now. Like, no, he's not. Get the fuck out is what the Japanese would say.
Mm-hmm.
And yet in this country, they're allowed to be here. So we got 100 million people, roughly would be my estimation, who are living in this country currently today who shouldn't be here, who came in illegally, who were uninvited, who are, some of them are good people. I'm not going to say everyone who's here illegally is a bad person, but a lot of them are bad people. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing gangs, they're bringing violence, they're trafficking children, they're actively breaking the law, they're using up resources, they're taking advantage of Social Security, they're using housing. And it's like,
Yeah, that's the thing. How can you use Social Security when you ain't even got a Social Security number? What the fuck?
it's crazy. But then you're like, why is the cost of housing so high? Like, why is my apartment cost so much? Why is it so much to buy a house? Oh, because we have 100 million people who are here in this country who are competing for those same resources as you are. Why is it so hard for my teenager to get a job? Why is it so hard for me to get a good paying job? Oh, because there's 100 million people who are here competing for those same jobs, driving the price down, driving the availability of those jobs down. And who are the people who benefit from this? I mean, besides the corporations to some extent, besides the politicians who are using them for votes, it's boomers. It's the boomers who have already owned their house since 1976, who bought it for fucking $5,000 or whatever. Maybe not literally, but let's say $50,000 in 1976, they bought a house. Well, today that same house is worth $4 million. And it's not just Colorado, Dino. That's not just fucking Colorado, dude.
Yeah,
That's
no.
literally the entire
Everywhere.
country. So
I got a mortgage on a house that should probably really only be $40,000, but I guess how much I spent?
10
Fucking
times
130 fucking K, bro.
3 times that? Yeah. Yeah, shit's crazy, dude. Anyway.
I ain't in Colorado. I'm in Nebraska. And that shit's fucking expensive.
Yeah, I'm about to move somewhere else, bro. Shit's crazy here. Yeah, and the thing about all of those problems is, what is the solution to high cost of housing? What is the solution to the job market? What is the solution to the high price of food and goods and services in this country? There's one solution that solves all of them at the same time, literally, and that's mass deportation.
Exactly.
Follow Jesus, not the Pope.
And that's exactly what he would be doing to a lot of Cardinals, too, for that matter.
Dude, my dad used to be what would he have been? He would have been a dean of admissions at a seminary school, so he knew all kinds of people in the Catholic Church. And one year, I show up to Thanksgiving dinner at the house, and there's literally 2 cardinals at my dad's dinner table who were there for fucking Thanksgiving dinner because they knew my dad, and I don't know why they were there specifically, but maybe he invited them and they came. But the weirdest thing to me was that these 2 cardinals, like one step below the Pope, you know, who were at my dad's house for dinner, for Thanksgiving dinner, had like, each of them had like a little fucking choir boy, like a little fucking, I swear to God, they were like a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old Italian kid that they were just like taking care of or something that came with them. I don't know what their relationship was. I didn't really ask. I thought it was kind of weird though that you have like where is his mom? Like it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, it was it's still fucking weird. Spent $150K at my house. Didn't know this was a competition. LOL. Moved to Indiana, dude. We'll go road motorcycles.
Just don't move to Gary, Indiana, because that place is a shithole. That apparently is now having gang shootings with utility workers trying to restore their power there.
Well, one of the stories that I retweeted that disappeared was in South Africa, in Johannesburg. They were literally cutting the water mains and filling buckets of water because they wanted water, I guess. It's like, that is very, very short. Like, sure, you get water today in your bucket, but what about tomorrow when you need water, or next week, or next year when the water main's cut and damaged and no one knows how to replace or fix anything?
Well, that's the problem with all those countries, that they don't think more than like 5 minutes ahead is what it is. It's like they could live right next to a river or like a water spot. And instead they live like 17 miles away, and then they wonder why they can walk 17 miles a day for water. It's like, just move towards the fucking water source and build a hut right next to it there.
Guess this city without Googling. You know, to me, this looks like Salt Lake City.
I'm not sure.
Salt Lake City is like right. You'd be surprised how close the mountains are to Salt Lake.
I would say, yeah, somewhere in Utah for sure.
Ogden, Utah.
That's funny.
I've never been there before.
I have. It's actually not bad. It's when you start moving like southwest is when it starts getting weirder, because all fucking Mormons, like Spanish Fork and all that. That's where it's fucking kind of odd.
Dude, the other thing going on right now in the world is mass slaughter of Christians in Nigeria. So you have like Muslims who are spreading across the Middle East and Africa and different places, and when they get the majority in countries, when they get to the point where they're able to control things, the first thing they do is force everyone to convert to Islam or kill them. And they're going across Nigeria right now doing that. And the thing is, like, I don't know how many people have died. That would be an interesting thing to find out. But they're literally going across Nigeria right now at machete point, because they don't even have guns most of the time. They just got machetes. And they're hacking people to death who were like, nah, dude, I'm good. I love Jesus. Like, okay, cool. To the machete with you. Ben Jorgensen says he bought his house in Des Moines, Iowa for $42,000. Foreclosure deals are out there. Yeah, but then you got to live in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, and the house probably needs like $100,000 worth of fucking work too.
I mean, I was born in the Quad Cities, not far from there. I was born in East Moline. And if you go to East Moline now, it's like a PvP server. Dino says, I live 2 stoplights away from Gary, not all that crazy, but if Honda would move to Gary, U.S. Steel is hiring. All right. Man, I've been applying for jobs like a motherfucker, and I had 2 interviews at Dish Network. My second interview was like really good, and I was like I've got experience doing cable work, you know, like I know what it's about. I've done it before, so you still need to train me or whatever, but at least I know what I'm in for, you know. And I thought, not for sure, but I thought I had a really good shot of getting that job. And I did not get that job.
They hired the Mexican for $4 cheaper.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure there was some, you know, fake paperwork Hispanic who is working for Dish Network now, who barely speaks English, but they know that they can fucking force him to do whatever they want in whatever weather that they want and send him onto whatever roof and whatever conditions, and he won't complain because, you know, otherwise they'll call La Migra. Des Moines isn't that bad. A lot of foreigners, though. I would like to go see my grandpa's house because he built it when he was a young man, you know, back in whatever year it was. And the roads where his house was, I think he was in Rock Island, are literally made of bricks. These bricks are like 100-year-old brick roads that they've never had to repave because they just fucking work and they're good, you know. And I wonder what the state of his house is now, you know? Because I do remember being at that house when I was a little kid. My grandpa made me and my brother a set of bow and arrows. And in the backyard, he swept up a bunch of leaves and put them in bags. And so there was these like big trash bags full of leaves that we were using as targets for our bow and arrow. And we're shooting the bow and arrow in the backyard, and we hear cap, 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 cap. And we run inside. My grandma's there, and we're like, Grandma, we just heard gunshots. And she goes, it's the fucking. And we're like, Grandma, like, how dare you say that? Like, at the time, I was very taken back that my grandma would say that, but Grandma knew what was up.
Yeah, now you realize why.
You got your CDL there, Condon?
CDL? No, I do not have a CDL.
Damn. I was gonna say, my buddy got a job over there for, what is it? It would be like the school transportation, like bus driving. And he said he was made like $28 an hour or some shit like that. But you gotta have I think a CDL to do that.
I thought about doing something. I mean, I could pass a drug test right now. I haven't smoked weed in like 3 months almost now, something like that.
Oh yeah, you'll be good. They'll probably pay you to go take the fucking class too.
I just don't want to be some like over the road fucking like transportation, or not transportation, but like freight hauler, you know?
Oh yeah, no. I think he said he was doing like a few runs in the morning, and then he has like a big break, and then he does a few runs in the afternoon.
Oh, here's the real Africans making fun of the black Americans.
Damn, baby, all I need is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Get it cracking in the club when you hit it. Drop it like it's hot, get the work in that back, girl, shake that.
Maybe we can't listen to the music. I mean, they're not they're not inaccurate.
You know what I'm saying? Real Africans do not like American black people.
What if you were showing an apartment and this happens? Oh, that looks nice. Nice marble countertops, spacious kitchen, lots of counter space, big living room.
Is that closet?
That's washer dryer hookups.
Yeah, cool. Oh, sorry, I kicked you.
Keep waiting for the thing. What's going to happen? Someone going to pop out of the fucking... Yep.
You like
Bro, when my sister was trying to sell her house back in the day, I used to live in the basement there for a little while. And she was like, there's a realtor coming at 1:00 and you need to be out of the house by 1:00. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then 1:00 comes and I fell asleep and I heard them come in. They woke me up when they came in. And I was like, shit, my sister's going to be pissed at me because I thought that, you know, she told me to get out of here and I shouldn't be here at 1:00. And so I hid in the basement because I didn't know what else to do. I should have just got upstairs and been like, hey, sorry, I'll leave. But I didn't. And then I was like, well, surely they won't come down to the basement to look at it. Like, who looks at the basement? When you're buying a house, you look at the fucking basement. So they come down and they turn on the light and come around the corner. It was kind of like that, dude. What is this? I'm not gay. I like salamanders too. That's weird. Oh, this is another one that I reposted. This chick got a 1-year visa, 1-year-long visa to visit India. And this is her after 2 weeks.
No, it's a great start in this town, to be honest. I'm honestly kind of over India already. I think I'm just going to leave. The men here are just, there's something wrong with them. I just need to get out of here. I'm just done. Sick of the cow poop on the roads. Sick of the trash absolutely everywhere. I mean, look at that garbage. It's disgusting. I got the year-long visa because I wanted to come here and, do a whole tour around India. At this point, I don't even want to stay 2 weeks. No, it's a great start in this town.
Dude, and how many Indians did we let in and did Canada let in?
Mm-hmm.
They're spreading like cancer, dude. They're going to these countries, and maybe one thing, I've known Indian people who've grown up in areas where they were the only Indian people, and the kids assimilate because they grow up surrounded by Americans, and they have lots of influence from the school that they go to and the friends that they have, and the dad might talk like an Indian and have Indian things or whatever. But the kids grow up as Americans and they look at shit like this. They're like, that's crazy. That's how can people live like that? But when they come over in such numbers that they live in ghettos, that they live all together, that they basically don't have to deal with people who are outside of their own cultural group, they don't assimilate. They don't learn what it is to be an American. They don't have ideas of freedom and not littering, and you see all these stories about speaking of CDLs, Indian dudes who get CDLs in America and they're like, oh, I missed the turn, I'm just going to do a U-turn on the highway real quick and fucking murder a family because no one expects a goddamn 18-wheeler to be flipping a U-turn on the highway.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, it's not just India doing it. It's all of these fucking third world countries that'll come in here in mass and they'll never learn to speak English. They will sit there and they'll create little Honduras, little El Salvador, little whatever the fuck it is, doesn't matter, whatever their country of origin is. And yeah, they'll just live in that 4 to 6 blocks of area.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to put the boot down, bro. I don't know how else to do it. I mean, I guess the only other way is Batman. We need the Batman boot, or we need the government to do it. But one way or another, if we don't, what kind of country are we leaving for our children? What kind of country are our grandchildren going to grow up in? It won't be a country. It'll be globalism, which is, I think, what the point is. You have
That's
countries like
exciting.
America who were strong and who were rich and who were able to resist this globalist push. And traditionally, they weren't able to get a foothold in America because it was too white, frankly, right? It was too civilized, too first world. But then you import so much of the third world into the country that you weaken us to the point where we're not able to resist anymore, and then things get bad here. And it's the Hegelian dialectic: problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem by letting these people in. They synthesize that problem by like having it become such a problem that people go to the government or whatever powers that be say to the government or those powers, like, we'll do whatever you want if you solve this problem. We'll do whatever you want if you make this go away. And they say, okay, cool. Give away your sovereignty, give away your rights, give away your freedoms, and then we will solve this for you. But then that's only temporary, because after you give away your rights and your freedoms and your sovereignty, what do you have left? And then they have complete control and they'll be able to do whatever they want. And you're right, Randy Butternubs. It's the boomers who let this happen, because the boomers could have at any point during the past 50 years, since 1965 or whatever it was, they changed the immigration situation, said, hey, we're spending too much money. We're going to stop it. Hey, the national debt's getting too high. We're going to pay it off. Hey, the number of people that are coming into the country from these third world countries is getting out of control. We're going to put an end to it. But they've always pushed that problem down the road. They've always said, you know what? We're not going to deal with it because my mortgage or my house payment or my income or my cost of goods and cost of living is going to take a hit if we take care of this now. And that's going to be a little painful for me right now. So I don't want to do it. We can push it off to the next generation. We can push it off to the next administration. We can push it off to the whatever and never actually have to deal with it ourselves and just exacerbate this problem and exacerbate the problem and exacerbate the problem until it comes home to roost, whether you want it to or not, where you cannot push it down the road any further when you are confronted with it in your face. And at that point, it is the Hegelian dialectic. It is the problem, reaction, solution that they've been wanting to happen in this country for a long time, which will basically eviscerate the entire country. And we don't want, I mean, yes, they'll physically still be a United States, like they'll physically still be like Colorado or wherever you're standing at right now, but it won't have the same people. It won't have the same laws. It won't have the same freedoms. It'll be completely different. And that's what they want, so that they can control everything, because they want one world government. They want a one world order so that they can basically elect themselves kings of the world and control everything that exists. I mean, it's in the Bible. It's in the Illuminati's paperwork. There was that guy who was riding a horse and got struck by lightning. They spelled it all out in like 1800, bro. Like, this has been a really, really long plan that if you look at things, they've been very successful at, because they're patient and they're careful and it's intergenerational, and they're at the helms of power of different capacities, you know.
It also doesn't help when they buy off everybody that you could potentially put in place. And that's a real issue, honestly, with Congress and stuff like that, being the same people for 30, 40, 50 years or more in some cases. And it's like, you can go back to the boomer generation for that one. They keep putting in the same jackasses over and over and over again.
Well, that's why you have Epstein Island. That's why you have things like that, because you've got, okay, you want to be the senator from Ohio. Okay, cool. Well, if it seems like you're going to be successful, suddenly you get invited to parties and fundraisers and different kinds of things where, you know, they make you feel real good and like you're going to be such a good thing, and they're, you know, you get to be part of this group, you know, and then all of a sudden they got you on camera making out with like a 12-year-old or something, you know, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And then they got you. Then they fucking own your ass.
That's the thing. I think all of us can agree that all the boomers have always thought about how great their parties were and how much fun they had in the 60s and 70s and how it was a wonderful time. They were complacent in all of that. and they enjoyed the complacency, and that's why they didn't do fucking shit. They're lazy.
I remember being in high school, and I took an econ class, economics class, and at the time, the national debt was like $6 trillion, right? And I said to the teacher, like, why don't we just print $6 trillion, pay off the national debt, reduce national spending so that we live within our means, don't accrue a national debt anymore, take the hit of whatever that is to the dollar, because it would have been, I don't know, like a 20% reduction in the dollar's buying power or something like that. Who knows, and then we won't have a national debt anymore. They're like, that's retarded. You're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. That's not how it works. Blah, 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 blah. And then 2001 happened, a couple of years later, and we had the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. How much money did we print?
Yeah, the dollar is now worth like fucking 20% of what it was back then.
Like, we should have gone with my plan. Like,
Fucking facts, bro.
But whatever. Here we are.
Yeah, the dollar, if your plan it was enacted, right, the dollar would probably be worth double what it was back then. Now, like today.
Apparently, there's ads going on the stream right now. Sorry, guys. I don't know what to do. I'll look at how to stop it. I'm sorry. I know I don't make very much money off of it. They're like, oh, you've got 24 people watching live. Here's an ad. Here's 5 cents. You're lucky to get it. I don't know, bro.
Fucking YouTube, bro.
If the government was tough on crime and wasn't letting all the violent, low IQ retards back out on the street, left and right wouldn't need mass surveillance, says Iraq veteran 8888. Well, that's another thing. Like, you got to create these problems. It's, again, the Hegelian dialectic. How do you get everyone on board for flock cameras? Well, you make crime so rampant and fucking in your face that you're like, man, we really need cameras everywhere to catch these criminals. That's one way.
Yeah, but then it backfires and more enacts against fucking the working civilian and law-abiding civilian than it does the fucking crime people. You know what I'm saying? Like the criminals and shit.
That's why you're already seeing people not be tried in court because they're cutting these cameras down. And actually, it was the other day. It was a U.S. attorney out of New York City, I believe, or New York State is what it was, where he basically admitted that it was just them doing Chinese spying on us now. And then you had the flock. I forget what the guy's actual position is. He's not the CEO of the company, but he's like one of like the security guys or whatever, was basically saying, oh, you don't deserve freedom and Fourth Amendment rights. It's like, fuck you, buddy.
So that bitch slaps him and he had her arrested, and rather than slapping her back, that's the way to do it. Street Fighter dares MMA fighter to find out. We can't watch that on YouTube.
What about that video of that dude out of Aurora who destroyed the entire community's garden? There is what it was.
Bro.
Dead.
Oh, that's cool. First day of school for Denver students marks start of district-wide phone ban. Denver students return to classroom Monday as new district-wide cell phone ban takes effect, requiring phones and other personal devices to stay out of sight during the school day. Yeah, honestly, bro, like that's something that has needed to happen for a long time. I remember when my kids were going to school, the thing that they were doing was like, oh, well, technology is the future. So what we're going to do, you see, is we're going to buy everybody iPads. And then it was like the kids sucked at learning. So they're like, okay, yeah, iPads were a big fail. So what we're going to do this year, you see, is we're going to sell all those iPads for pennies on the dollar for what we spent on them. And we're going to get you guys smart books. They're kind of like laptops, but not. And then everyone like used them for playing games and doing stuff and not doing their work. And they're like, ooh, that didn't work either. Like, bro, thanks for spending all that money. So are you going to say something?
There's a lot of districts across the country right now that are just having kids lock up their phones in cases where they won't unlock till the end of the day.
Is that a dolphin? That dude has a live dolphin on his bicycle. What the fuck?
To just take it from the ocean.
I don't know. That's crazy. Okay, what's this city?
New York.
I was going to guess DC. Newark, New Jersey. Neither one of us were that far off.
Yeah.
Black father figure. Oh, Jesus, dude. Oh, Jesus, a deer got him. That looks like
Damn.
AI.
Yeah, the AI is getting better these days. I saw one the other day where it was supposed to be one of those kids doing the bike stuff down the sidewalk, and some dude just runs out and knocks his ass off.
Canada Dry. They're changing it to America Dry. Okay, so Lake Ontario, they're going to change. Trump was saying they're going to change the name to Lake America. I think that's hilarious.
Well, that's fucked.
What?
The Siamese twin thing. One's gay, they share the same ass.
Yeah, I didn't read it. That's funny. Bagpipes during the Muslim call to prayer. Let's listen to this. Something about bagpipes gets me fired up, bro. I don't know if I got like some, yeah, I got like some Scottish in me or something. I hear that and I want to grab my axe. And my axe. Oops. Oh, I hit a button. Hell yeah, dude.
Surprised he didn't get attacked by a bunch of fucking muzzies.
I mean, it may have after the camera stopped rolling.
Bro, that shit's crazy.
Did you guys see that Dolly Parton died?
Yep. Dolly Parton died at 80 years old. Kind of sad, but you know.
She was also helping fund the Moderna COVID shot back in the day, so which she took on camera.
Karma.
97% of guns are in the red territories. 97% of gun violence is in the blue territories.
Yep.
That's kind of funny. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Fucking, how long till these robots are walking around like iRobot?
A few years, probably. Like next year, year after that, maybe.
I thought it was supposed to be at the beginning of this year they'd start producing them. I mean, obviously they're producing them, but they're not for sale yet anyway. Dude, when those things go for sale, like when you can buy Elon Musk Tesla robots, the price of the Tesla stock is going to go fucking through the roof. Like if they're successful anyway, you know, and you could just like, instead of hiring a waiter, you just fucking buy a robot. It's over. We're like humanity's fucking kill shot.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where Bart's talking to Homer because he bought the first flying car, and he's like, "This is why you wait for the kinks to be worked out because the car's all shitty."
Cultural regions of the U.S. Well, we already know this. Cascadia, whatever, bro. Sorry, dude, I had a bunch of fucking stories pulled up, but Twitter decided to not repost them for me. I don't know. It's the second week in a row that's happened, and I don't know why. I gotta figure that one out. Yeah, here's Lake of America. Lake America. Like, what are you gonna do about it, Canada? We'll just raise the tariffs on you across Lake America.
Yeah, Canada's trying to fucking bow up again and try to raise tariffs on us at this point now.
What the fuck? Sand people, a nuisance in every in any galaxy.
Yep.
Oh, that's not going to end well. Or is it? It's a very expensive car to be lowering down like that. Ah, he made it. Okay, fine.
Boo.
Dude, this is so true. I see so many people at the grocery store who are like, don't speak English. They're wearing hijabs. They're fucking, you know, and they've got a cart full of groceries. And I'm like, how can I spend $50 and feed the kids?
There was one I saw the other day. It was a video from back in Biden's administration. And it was this white woman who was probably in her 50s, I'm guessing, maybe early 60s, who was working two different jobs that were both minimum wage because she couldn't get a good full-time job that actually paid enough. And it was the first one that she was at like 2 a.m, and it was 2 or 3 middle-aged women walking in there with some credit card that the government had given them that had like $31,000 worth of food stamps or something on it.
U.S. military prepares for first execution in over 60 years. Nidal Hassan is on the list. What did he do?
Massacred people.
Nidal Hassan? That's a good American name. American former U.S. Army major, physician, and mass murderer convicted of killing 13 people and injuring 32 others in 2009 Fort Hood shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Good old Nidal Hassan did it in the name of Islam, of course. Yeah, put that motherfucker to death. And, like, force him to eat some pork for his last meal.
Yeah.
Bacon wrapped sausages.
Yeah, tell him it's chicken. Oh yeah, the CIA director is in Moscow right now. I don't know why he's there, but it seems to me that if you're flying to Moscow and you're having meetings with Putin or higher ups in the Russian government, you're probably trying to come to some sort of ceasefire or end hostility in Ukraine, which is a good thing.
Ukrainian people are so pissed at this point, they're trying to get Zelensky's ass out right now, even with wartime powers enacted.
Dude, he was doing a live stream and there was a big pile of cocaine on his fucking desk that they accidentally fucking caught a picture of. No, I'm not even joking.
That's fucking crazy. Ooh, we like that part.
Okay, engine people, what does this part do?
Definitely don't go to an engine.
Goes pew 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 pew.
Yeah. That belong in my AR-15 right there.
Holy cow. 90% white counties in 1920. 90% white counties in 2020.
That's just sad.
I'm moving to Maine.
Problem
Right.
there is you got to deal with all these fucking Indians up there too now, and then a lot of Islam has taken over that state as well.
Looks like northern Michigan's okay. Not all of it, but some of it. Montana's looking pretty good comparatively. Colorado doesn't have a single county.
Yeah, Colorado's fucked.
We have some here that are, it's like more the closer to the border of West Virginia.
Look at this.
That are fairly white.
South Carolina, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, California, Oregon, and Washington don't have a single county. Oh, and Alaska too. And Hawaii. Forgot about them. Crazy. I mean, she's probably like crazy as shit and would kill her babies if you had a baby with her. Like, she looks good or whatever, but then
She probably been ran through.
Saw an interesting one the other day where they were talking about women in relationships, and it's like how many sexual partners they have before their value goes to the point where they're just never going to be able to be a life partner.
isn't it like 5 or something?
Yeah.
I think it was like 6+. If you ever married him after that, like it would be a divorce rate of like 97% or something crazy.
You have died of diversity.
Sounds about right, honestly.
But it's our strength. I remember learning that in school. They were like, all right, everybody, repeat after me. Diversity is our strength. Say it. Say diversity is our strength. You're like, okay, diversity is our strength. And they like fucking pounded it into our heads. And I remember thinking like what's so, I mean, I guess like genetic diversity is good if there's like a fucking disease that comes through and it like kills everybody if everybody's the same, but you have genetic diversity so we won't die. So like, that's good, I guess. But like, what's so great about diversity? And like, if diversity is so great, why don't we tell India that they need more diversity, or tell the Middle East they need more diversity, or tell, I don't know, fucking, there's so many countries that like don't go by that same trope. Like Africa, you need more diversity, you know?
Well, what's interesting is we look at genetic diversity among races. Almost every other race is black hair and brown eyes. White people have every fucking color amongst the skin. It's blondes, redheads, brunettes, everything across the board. And then we got blue, green, yeah, all kinds of different eye colors.
Am I high as fuck or are those peas up? Those peas are upside down. They look upside down to me. What kind of dish is that? It's like
It's
some
like a
sort of-
fish and chips thing over in the UK or something, probably.
Is that fish? It looks like a pancake.
It might be a potato pancake.
A ladka?
Yeah, there's several different variations of it. Or like a weird like hash brown or something, maybe.
Yeah, I did hear we were buying a bunch of fucking beef from Argentina or something like that. And for
Which is so
some reason people are upset about it.
well, they should be pissed because all these farmers here in America were promised under Trump's administration that they would be getting first dibs, basically. And he just fucked over the entire American farming industry. Not only that, but they're not even doing labeling of this fucking overseas beef and shit like that for country of origin.
Well, I mean, have you bought beef at the store lately? It's fucking ridiculous. I've switched to like pork and chicken almost exclusively.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I did the same, honestly. The only place I can find cheap stuff around here is there's a meat shop that used to be in this same town I grew up in, and they have deals sometimes here and there. I need to go back there one of these days and load up on some shit.
Like, for instance, have you seen the 50% beef, 50% pork mix of ground beef, ground pork that you can buy at the store now? I'd never seen that shit before until recently. And it's like,
is it actually pork and beef, or has it got some other shit in there? Like fucking.
Like, who knows? It's ground up, bro.
Probably got fucking Bill Gates' fucking mealworm fucking soup in it.
Or it's that 3D printed bullshit or something, maybe.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's funny how the flags look so similar too, though, in a way.
I saw an interesting video the other day where it was them talking about the origins of all the different pride flags and how every single one of them was basically made by a pedophile.
Muslim lady tries to steal baby from another mother. Everybody who knows why. She wants to bring him home to a male family member so they can. Oh my god!
There was a video out of, I think it was Plano, Texas, the other day, where they're showing a lot of these sick fucking Islams are already taking kids as child brides and stuff in our country right now, illegally. Wait, cool. Go back up again. I missed that
No,
one.
we can't. Where's Muhammad?
Jesus.
Well, I see where he was.
I guess Waldo's gone too now.
That's also true. I got the theme song from fucking Independence Day stuck in my head, and I don't know why, because I haven't watched that movie for like 10 years.
Probably because instead of aliens fucking us over, it's fucking the government and fucking dumbass people.
I'll tell you what's actually a really good movie that was more of a documentary these days is the movie Frailty from 2001 with Bill Paxton.
I don't know. I've never seen it. I was looking at this thing today, though. They were like, 100 kings have been called whatever the Great, but only one of them has been called the Impaler. You know, Vlad the Impaler, like everyone's like, oh, it's Dracula. That's Dracula. You know who he was impaling? That's right. Muslims because he was protecting his home country from Muslim invaders, and he was cutting their heads off and sticking their heads on spikes and displaying them to everyone who would come to the country to let the Muslims know, here's what happens to you when you come here. He was a great defender of his country.
It was actually really interesting how that they did the impaling back in those days because they figured out a way to do it where you could basically be alive on the spikes for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh, that's awesome. It's like terrible if it's you, but like medieval problems require medieval solutions.
Damn right to do.
To be fair, it wasn't just Muslims. It was another, religion that's over in that neck of the woods. So I was getting impaled as well.
Damn, that cop smoking a blunt. Looks like a blunt to me. Either that or a black and mild. She's too white for that, though.
It's a giant spider on somebody's leg.
Leg hair moves a bit. My brain. It's true. I was swimming in the ocean once. I'm from Colorado. We don't have ocean here, It's like not really used to seeing the ocean, and when I go there, it's very novel and interesting and crazy to look at, and and so we're like, I don't know, like waist deep, a little bit deeper in the ocean, and a piece of seaweed or something brushed up against my leg, and my brain said, "That's a great white shark. I gotta get the fuck out."
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been a box jellyfish. Those things
To be
are
fair,
terrifying too.
Yeah. To be fair, also, you couldn't catch me in the fucking ocean. You couldn't pay me to be in that bitch anywhere. Not even fucking knee.
First time I ever saw the ocean was 2014 when I was visiting Maine for my uncle's wedding. And let me tell you, if you visit the ocean in January, it is going to slap up cold ass water right in your face, and it hurts like a bitch.
Dude, they're the cone heads. Look at their heads. Look, someone even said it over here. They're the cone heads. Oh, I love that. That's fucking funny. Well, guys, it's been a fun stream. We'll be going about an hour and a half, which is how long we normally go for the Gay Frog chat. So we're going to go ahead and end it here. Do you guys have anything you want to say before we go?
Where's all the fucking white women at, bro?
Not in America, apparently.
They're all supporting Lindsay Clancy.
Yeah, they're all fucking... They're too busy fucking getting abortions or killing their live babies, apparently.
You gotta be passport bros, dude, and go to fucking, like, Finland or some shit.
Yeah, Thailand, here I come.
Nah, you got to watch out for that one because there's too many lady boys there.
I think I could tell the difference.
You sure about that one?
Before it's too late, yes. Maybe not, not before you get ready, but before you plunge.
Those lady boys over there, they literally eat estrogen, bro. That's the thing. They start really actually looking like women except for down low.
To be fair, if you end up in the wrong place in those countries, they usually will tell you, like, yeah, we're lady boys, we're not actual chicks.
Yeah,
they won't hide it like the fucking lady boys that are here in the United States, bro.
Yeah, I think they
Fucking
want
trap
you to know. They want to show you, and I don't want to look. All right, guys. Well, thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching. Deuces, y'all. Sean P and Fridge. Trouba to Shabanaba to Pressure. Batakath Care. Prec the troops. 2 words made in America. And we'll see you all next time. Deuces.
I'm rich, bitch.